Hello, beautiful, benevolent beings. It is your reflection, Danajhadavis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. And if you are someone that's been here from the very beginning, bless you. I appreciate you. Today I come with a very, very special requested pick a card. This is what is the truth of this connection? What is the truth of this connection? This is super, super vital right now because we currently are in Pisces season, the dreamy, watery, romantic season, the time of the year where illusions can trickle into our lives, into our auras, and most importantly, into our relationships. And so I really just wanted to offer today's pick a card as a blessing, if you will, to really pull back the veil and see what is actually happening, what is actually at the root of this. Can this withstand the test of time? With that being said, I just want to stress the importance of standing the test of time by layering in the fact that as a collective, we are about to experience a jump in the timeline. In a couple of weeks, on March 20th, 2022, we will be experiencing the spring equinox. And so with that being said, that is the opportunity to start things fresh and to move forward. And so that is the opportunity to start things fresh and move forward. And so what better way to assess our relationships and what is actually going on than by taking an intake and seeing, do I want to start this new energetic year with this relationship, or should I reconsider? So with that being said, if any of that sounds resonant, please make sure to stick around for the pick a card selection process. But before we jump in, I just would like to first start off with a couple of announcements. So if you are wondering, unfortunately, no, my shop is closed at the moment for bookings. Thank you to those of you who may be watching that supported and booked a reading. I really, really do appreciate you. And for those of you who are interested but yet didn't get the opportunity to book, I will for sure let you and everyone else know when the shop is open and running again. Now, most importantly, please, I pray that you are still present with me. I want to get into divination, and I want to get into the way that I approach these readings. So I take that art, the true art and magic of divination very, very seriously. That means that I go through several processes of cleansing my spirit, of cleansing my body and my auric field before I sit down to record. And so with that being said, I look at tarot, for example, which is only one branch of divination, as an honor. And so I expect that you too are looking at this not necessarily as a quick fix, but as a way for you to receive and remember that which you may have forgotten. I am not here to do the work for you. Spirit is not even here to do the work for you. Your guides are not here to do the work for you. They are here to assist you. They are here to empower you. We are here to inspire you. And so with that being said, we give so much thanks once again to your guides, to Spirit, to my guides, in both our channels, both our vessels, both our entities, because we are working together today. The more that you allow yourself to be open to receive, the more you will. And so with that being said, join me in this next section where we together will set our intentions and open ourselves up to receive. I want you to start off by breathing in. Let it all out. One more time. Last time. This time time, I want you to focus on the vibration of love. Breathe it in and let it pour out all over your body. Okay, so what I have in front of me on my table is a beautiful crystal singing bowl. This crystal is tuned to the vibration of the crown chakra. And for those of you that don't know, the crown chakra is actually the part of our entity that allows us to receive downloads from the Most High, downloads from the cosmos, downloads from the universe. And so I'm going to play a couple of notes today from the singing bowl and lead you through a guided meditation. Feel free to find a comfortable seat, sitting upright or lying down. Close your eyes if that feels right and safe for you, and if not, feel free to lower your gaze. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Let it pour all over your body. Let the waves cleanse any stuck energy. Make any small movements that you may need to, rolling your neck, your wrists. And we're gonna go one more time, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. And now I want you to slowly repeat after me. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I allow myself to receive insight from the Most High. I allow myself to receive insight from the Most High. And so it is. Thank you, being, for joining me in this quick meditation. I will now take you to the card selection. Now that we are all open and fully ready to receive, it is time to pick the pile that resonates the most with our being. So to start off, as you can see, we have 3 different pile selections. And I invite you to please trust that although there are only 3 selections today, that there is something for you in one of these 3 piles. Now, of course, if you feel pulled to another pile, that may be because there is an additional message or messages in that pile for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and so it is. Going along with today's theme of breaking illusions and finding out what the truth of this connection is, I decided to pull the 3 of Swords for each pile. So this is pile 1, what the 3 of Swords looks like. And the crystal that we have for pile 1 is clear quartz. For pile 2, this is what the 3 of Swords looks like. And the corresponding crystal is lapis lazuli. Matches my nails. And for pile 3, this is our 3 of Swords, Miss Jennifer Aniston. This deck has a lot of celebrities as well as high-profile women. We have this beautiful glistening pyrite. Beautiful. And for anyone who may be wondering, is that an eggplant? Yes and no. So this right here is a pleasure wand. This is my personal pleasure wand, which I know those of you may be thinking, that is absolutely disgusting. Why is it on the table? I don't need to see that. But when pulling crystals today to, feature and, add some healing energy to the reading, this crystal guided me to it. So this is an obsidian wand. It can be used for pleasure. I absolutely do enjoy using it for pleasure, but it is actually a quite different experience than using a traditional toy, for example, vibrator, dildo, etc. This is extremely, extremely healing, and it creates a more cosmic experience with your body and with your sexual expression. And so there are many of these wands out on the market, but I got mine from a woman-owned company by the name of Self Ceremony. I will put a link to the specific wand and the website in the description box. So we have an obsidian here, all for that protection, healing from that negative energy and or sexual trauma. And of course we have a beautiful rose quartz, I guess palm stone. It's a little bit thicker than your average palm stone, but yeah, love it, love it, love it. Sleep with it underneath my pillow from time to time. Okay. That was very dramatic. So yes, I hope that was plenty of time for you to pick a card or to pick a pile. Of course, if you need more time, feel free to pause me and I'll see you in your selected pile. Hello to my beautiful benevolent beings that chose pile 1. Okay, so we are going to first put this off to the side. And so we will be starting off with my 2 bags of tricks that we have right here. So in this bag here on the left, we have numbers, and on this bag here on the right, we have letters. So we are going to use both of these to get some confirmation in regards to your special significant person. This is really just an opportunity for you to make sure that you have the right pile. Okay, so starting off with our letters, we're gonna just give it a quick shake. Everything is shaking, from the tripod to the camera to my microphone. I apologize. We're gonna shake, and then we are going to take as many letters as will come out. And it feels like there may be a couple more up in here somewhere. And then we are going to take some of our numbers and do the same thing. Shake, shake, shake. Shake. Okay, so gonna go in and take some numbers. Okay, so we have a lot of numbers. All right, so we have the letter T. Your significant person could be the first letter of their name could start with the T. Timothy, for example. We have C. We have Chanel, Cody, Charlotte. We have 2 W's or 2 M's. So you or your significant person could be could have double of the same letter, first and last name. Morris, William. We have Y. We have the letter P, Penelope, Pearl. We have J, Joseph, James. We have another M or W. Take it as it resonates. Your person could also have the could have the same letter, first, last, and middle name. We have TH, or HT. This could actually be your first name, and maybe you and your significant person are married, so you've taken on their last name. We have NC or CN. And we have V. We have Victor, Vic, Vicky, Vinny. Could have a Vicky and Vinny that are together. We have the number 9. So your person could be a Libra. They could be born in the 9th month of the year or on the 9th day. We have the number 1222. So your person could either be a Capricorn born on the 22nd. They could be a life path, master builder number 22. We have 23. So you and your person could be coming up on your 5th anniversary. Perhaps you met on the 5th day of the week. Perhaps your favorite number is both the number 5 or perhaps you got in a serious relationship in 2021, being that was our 5th year in numerology energetically. We have 1111, make a wish. This could be the fact that you actually are dating someone that is considered a divine counterpart, twin flame, soulmate, etc. We have the mirror image. This could also be the fact that you and your significant person are very, very similar. Both maybe you and them have a very slim build to you. We have a 91. 9 plus 1 comes out to number 1. 9th house, first house. So perhaps you could have your sun in the first house. Your significant person could have their moon in the 9th house, or vice versa. We have the numbers 81, which comes out to number 9. And then we have the number 5. So yes, perhaps you and your significant person, ever since you guys got together, have experienced a lot of changes and or will be experiencing several changes. Or you guys also could be having a few children on the way if you don't already have, just because the 5th house is the house of children. So yes, you know what to do if that's not what you want. But yes, okay, so moving along, also just want to remind everyone that these are just more so confirmations. There very much still could be something for you in this pile, but of course use your intuition. Now I would like to know, who are you in this relationship? You who are watching, trying to shuffle as best in front of the camera as possible. I know I'm very, very close to the lens. So yes, Spirit, tell us who are they in this relationship? Who are they in this relationship? What is their purpose in this relationship? What are they teaching their significant person? What is their purpose in this relationship? What are they teaching their significant person? I also felt guided to say too that with the numbers 1111 that we got, that's like kind of peeking out right there, you may also have manifested your significant person, or they may be on the way. You're manifesting them, or you already have. So yes, anyways, who are they? Who are they? Who are they? What is their purpose in this relationship? Who are they? Okay, now we want to know. Who is their person in this relationship, Spirit? Who is their person? What is their person's purpose in this relationship? What is their person here to teach them? What is their person's purpose? Who is their person? Show me their person, Spirit. Show me their significant person. Who are they? 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 Okay. So this is you and this is your person. So we have a warrior woman for you. And then we have Spirit of the North for your person. Okay, so let's get all into it. Now before we get all into the specifics, I do just want to let it be known that regardless of how you identify, that you could identify as a man and yet this could be you, or you can identify as a woman and yet this could be your energy. So I just want to let you know that it is energy. It is not all encompassing of the way that we normally look at gender. Also, I'm saying this is you and this is your person, but if you find that it's flipped, that could be one of two things. One, that you and your person are more on the divine counterpart frequency, and so there's a fair amount of mirroring, and or that it is what you are feeling in your gut, that could be your person instead, or that could be you instead, and that's your person. Take it as it resonates. Okay, so for you, my friend, you are a cosmic beam of light, of force, of even just destruction. And like, I hope that doesn't frighten you when I say that. When I say of destruction, I mean like being able to possibly have like been birthed into destruction or into chaos, if you will. Perhaps you grew up and there was a lot of hardship. Perhaps, you too have been through a lot of inner fires, and even perhaps of a real physical one where you've come out a little tethered and a little bearing of scars, yet there's a part of you that is still so vibrant. It's like people take one look at you and what do they see? They see someone who has been through so much, and yet there's a part of them that is still whole. There's a part of them that has still been unscratched. There is a part of them that is still innocent. It's like you wear your scars proudly, and you present yourself as someone that should be respected, as someone to not play with, as someone who is fierce and strong. Yet there is a part of you that is still, I will go as far as to say, childlike, because we do have the presence of the sun. And one thing that we know about the sun is of the sun aligns with masculine energy, and the sun aligns with outward energy as well. And normally speaking, children are very outwardly imaginative and fun and joyous and just angelic. That's not to say that you may not have a child that is more quiet, shy into themselves, but naturally in nature, that is how children normally are. And it almost feels like, despite all of the tough circumstances that you've been through, there's a part of you where it's like, that inner child won't stop beating. And even right now, that inner child's heartbeat won't stop beating, and that's actually quite beautiful. I'm not sure how like, I'm not sure how much you let the average person see that part of you, but that part of you is present. That part of you that I said is still untethered and is still very vibrant and is still very, very youthful. If you are a young person and you identify here as this being you, the warrior woman, you do have a very, very old soul. I know you've been told that before. You have a very, very old soul, and perhaps it is because you did have to grow up very quickly. You have one of those souls that have been through the fire and out time and time again. And I really feel like part of your, mission, if you will, in this union, whether you are currently with your person and have been with them for a while, whether you are manifesting them, whether you're in separation, is to, bring out, I'm going like this, as you can literally see, because I'm drawing out, bring out that heart, allow that heart to beat, allow those eyes to flicker and glisten, and I think this is beautiful too, because your person, spirit of the north, they are embedded in a forest. They're embedded in a forest that has its own language, a forest that has its own whispers, Your person may be from the northern hemisphere of the world. They may be from North America. They may have grew up in a commune where they were able to easily access the forest at any given time, whether it was, their own private land and or a land that they were sharing with several other communities. But it just kind of feels like your person in a very, I really like this, because it's in a very gentle and selfless, really selfless way, are offering something to you. They're offering this branch to you, and I say selfless because all we see is this branch that they're offering and their arm extended. We don't even know what they look like. They could be one of the most drop dead gorgeous beings that you ever laid your eyes on, and yet what is keeping you interested, what is keeping you intrigued, is this level of selflessness that they ooze, is this just level of gentleness. And I think that the beauty of this is almost in a way day and night, where it's you guys, it's what are your strengths? You guys are kind of teaching the other, where it's for you, potentially you're so used to, having to be strong, and you're so used to having to have your guard up and protect your heart. And your circumstances have kind of caused you to grow a little hard in certain ways. And it's at first glance, it's no, I don't want to just accept what you're giving to me. Because all I know how to be is in this state of fight, or all I know how to be is in this state of strength, and all I know how to be is in this state of dominance, And so it's the beautiful thing about this is that this coming together, if you will, this union, what is part of like, what is the truth of you guys as souls on an individual energetic level, is that it complements each other. It is balance, you know. I think the interesting thing about your person is like that you guys grew up extremely different. Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions at all and say that your person has never been through their own fair share, because it is clear that they have. It is literally printed in their vessel, the things that they've had to embrace, the things that they've had to release. Yet it still is a bit of a difference that is very, very stark, where it's like the crossing of you guys' paths are faded, where like normally wherever this person comes from, however they grew up, it's not that it isn't accepted to you know, engage with someone that is so different, but it just doesn't happen all the time. It just doesn't happen. It's almost kind of like a, you know, I don't know, it's almost like a fox and a deer being best friends. Not saying that like that has never happened in nature, but it's like highly kind of unlikely, and the fact that they both balance each other out is just like mind-blowing. And so, yeah, I would definitely say that. I would definitely go as far to say as well that if you guys are later into your connection, that was one thing that each other's parents and family, loved ones really, really said right away, which was just like blown away by like what meets the eye, blown away by like, of course, each other's outer and inner beauty, but of like, one, how like y'all are just so different, but two, how like it is just really the best like complement of each other. So that is so beautiful. I just saw the clock. It said 12:22. We did get 12:22 in the pile. We also have the number 5. 4 + 1 is 5 in numerology. We have the number 4. Perhaps this person, you who are watching, you may be a Gemini. You may be born during May. You also could be a Taurus. Maybe you are also a Taurus or an Aries or a Virgo. Virgo, definitely getting Virgo. So yes, okay. So that is so beautiful. I love that. So let's actually, yeah, this can still hopefully stay in the frame. Trying to not have super cricket cards because I always watch these back and I'm just like, child, why? All right, so now we are going to get into what is the current dynamic of the connection. Okay. So, Spirit, what is the current dynamic? What is the current dynamic? Oh. What is the current dynamic of this union? What is the, I should just say connection. It does feel like it's a union though. It feels like you guys are together or manifesting each other, i.e. together in the spiritual realms. And maybe your physical bodies are waiting for the first opportunity to come together. It also feels like many of you guys have been with this person for a while. You know, fill in the blanks for what your version of a while is. If you've never been in a relationship, a while can be 8 months. If, you know, so yeah. But yeah, anyways, what is the current dynamic of this relationship? Okay. And then we're gonna get what, okay. I wasn't ready. What will be the future dynamic based on the current dynamic? What is likely to be the future dynamic based on the current dynamic? What is likely to 3. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this is what is the current dynamic. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. Just to let you know, I read energy, not necessarily reversals, but we'll get into that in a moment. And then the current dynamic based on the future, or what am I saying? The future dynamic based on how things are currently going is the 8 of Pentacles. So, okay, the King of Pentacles. So this is also in a way confirming the earth energy that I was feeling over here. Yes, we have a lot of fire, but we also have some earth. And like I said, we have some Virgo, Taurus energy. So definitely, I feel like a majority of you watching could have strong earth placements. Now, I'm kind of smiling because I just like love the way this King of Pentacles just looks so much like a boss. It looks so much like a boss, and they're just too cool, and they have their like glasses on and everything. And like, so the current, okay, so I do want to speak to a few of you guys, because there is a couple of different downloads that are coming to me at once. So I'll start off with the first download that came in. So there could potentially be some of you guys who perhaps are still in the manifestation phase of this connection, especially going back to the ones who, you know, identify as like the warrior woman, or identify with the warrior woman energy or woman energy. You could be very, very, very focused on your career right now. You could be very, very focused on your coin right now. You could be very, very focused on what is in front of you right now. And it almost kind of seems like now that I also am like, you know, leaning more into this warrior woman energy, it just seems like the warrior woman has an energy of, if it's not in front of me, it doesn't matter, you know, potentially because she has seen so many things in life, or she has literally been through so many things where it's like there is no time to focus too much on the future. Like, there's only now. And perhaps this is something that you who are listening tell yourself. And so it's almost just like, in a way, you do think of love, and that is something that you want, but all of your energy is going, you know, to the other aspects of your life. You know, and that very much, well, like I said, could be your career, it could be your finances, just your future in general, you know. And so for others of you, I also want to share the other download that I've received as well, where like the current dynamic of this relationship. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay. Before I get into that, literally as soon as I was about to talk, there could be, for those of you, this is, I guess, kind of like a warning for those of you who are, who have yet to, it's one of two things, who have yet to come together in the physical, and or who, is currently manifesting their person, whether they realize it or not. I'm being told basically, like, be aware of what you say, and more so like how you move, because it's like pretty much every relationship requires a certain amount of give and take. And of course, relationships can be built with two strong beings in the castle, both sitting on their throne, but there has to be this equilibrium of like, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. And if one person is like consistently trying to, you know, be the leader, you know, it could create a little bit of tension. You know, it could create a little bit of tension is kind of what I'm feeling, where it's like if one person is just overly focused on like, you know, the 3D, their outer appearance, their career, their work, their hustle, and you know that is their version of providing a solid foundation for their relationship, that may not be enough, especially for this entity, you know, this being who grew up, you know, from what I'm feeling right here, in a very sacred and secluded even and protective space, you know, one where perhaps they were able to walk and maneuver in nudity through the forest and through the ancient, you know, waters that, you know, stream and flow through the forest. I hope that that made sense, because like midway through, sometimes this happens with channeling, I'm like, what are y'all saying right now? Like, what point are y'all trying to make right now? But I hope it makes sense. Comment down below if it makes sense. But yeah, so the King of Pentacles, last but not least, for some of you guys who may be tuning in, I feel guided to let you know as well that the current dynamic of this union could be the fact that, you know, everything is pretty much going well, you know, at the time of when y'all come together. That if you are someone who, you know, for a large part of your life, it really feels like there's a lot of Virgo energy here. Like I'm feeling a lot of Virgo, a lot. I mean, not really too much Capricorn at all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling a lot of Virgo, I'm feeling a little bit of Taurus, but just the earth energy is super strong here. And I feel guided to share that if you, excuse me, that was a really long pause, but yeah, like if you are someone who, you know, you grew up with one of those values kind of just being work for the life that you want type of energy, that by the time you do get into this union, that you will have everything you need. You know, your career will be beautiful, your money will be abundant, your opportunities will be flowing in. And so if you are kind of in this space here where it's like you in the back of your mind, you know, are a little bit worried about, you know, the when and the how and the what ifs, spirit and your spiritual team want you to know that like you will have that together. So do not worry. I want to see what's on the back of the deck, which we're going to use to clarify this King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So, which is Judge Judy. How many of y'all was watching Judge Judy growing up with your grandma or your auntie or your mama? Okay. So yes, so we have the Queen of Swords. So I feel like the Queen of Swords here is what I was kind of picking up on earlier, where I was speaking about, you know, making sure that you are allowing yourself to soften where you need to soften in regards to showing up in this relationship, you know. So yeah, actually I spent the most time kind of going over that specific download, and now that I am feeling more into the energy, it makes a lot of sense, because it does feel like majority of you guys who, you know, are used to being this warrior woman energy, regardless of what and how you identify, it could present itself as a challenge in the future to, you know, put down your weapons, put down your weapons. Put them down. You don't have to fight here, you know. So, all right. And so what we have over here is the Eight of Pentacles, which is beautiful. I believe this is Miss Lana Del Rey. It doesn't look like her too much, if you ask me. I mean, I guess. But yeah, that's Miss Lana Del Rey. So I think the beautiful thing about this is that, you know, a couple of things. Like I said before, if you were someone who is very, very just concerned about like, I need my life to be fully together before I can commit to love, like honeybee, that will be all your coins stacked up, period. But also, I'm cracking up. Also, through like committing and through reestablishing boundaries and through really discipline, like discipline of not like running away, discipline of not shutting out, discipline of, you know, being willing to hear the hard truths. It seems like I keep going back to you and like I'm sure there'll be more downloads about your person, but spirit really wants me to focus on you. So yeah, it feels like you, because of like your experiences and the way that the world sees you, you're put in a lot of positions to tell others about themselves. But this is actually going to be a breakthrough relationship for you, because it's actually going to show you a lot of ways where you can humble, you know, and I feel like it's going to actually cleanse a lot of your wounds, you know, you being able to, you know, receive the offering of, wow, like it actually, like, you know, I'm strong in all of these ways, and I may like physically be strong, but like, you know, and mentally be strong, but emotionally, you know, I'm being shown a different version of strength. And I feel like that is so beautiful, because it's like what I'm seeing here dynamic wise is that your person isn't going to give up on you at first glance of you struggling. You know, your person is not going to give up on you. I'm going to say that one more time. Your person is not going to give up on you. They are going to work with you. They're going to help you to build and stack and keep going. And you guys' foundation is going to be absolutely impeccable. So that is the future. That is so beautiful. I love that. You guys are going to be very, very taken care of, very blessed by the universe and your spiritual team. Okay. So now we are going to get into what is a hidden aspect of this relationship. What is a hidden aspect of this relationship? What is a hidden aspect of this union? What is a hidden aspect of this union? What is a hidden aspect of this union? Yeah, it feels like a lot of you guys are manifesting this person, whether you realize it or not. Okay, so those came out, and perhaps some of you guys have been with them for a while. I would love to know if you guys feel called to share who is here in pile number 1 that has been with your person for a while, because I do feel like majority of you guys are manifesting this person or in the very, very early stages. Okay, so these are the hidden aspects. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. Wow. And we have the Lovers. Woo, baby. Okay. So hidden aspects of this relationship. So one hidden aspect of this relationship is that this relationship is going to stand the test of time. And I'm really being shown that at this moment, because it really does feel like a lot of you guys, going back once again, you know, to my warrior woman, my people that don't wait around for fairy tales, that do not wait around for happy endings. That's like, I got no, you know, you guys, I think really in the beginning, and even right now, because this is like current hidden aspects. It's not like, you know, if you're manifesting this person, whether you realize it or not, it's not future, it's current. Like even you right now could be like really questioning and struggling with the concept of love, you know, and what does love mean to you? What does it look like? You know, where it's just like, it almost feels like this mistrust a little bit, just like a little bit of love. And like what we have here that is a hidden aspect is that, you know, there's going to be so much abundance and beauty and fertility even that is going to come out of this union, you know, definitely fertility. I feel like I mentioned something about children earlier, And we have, what I'm feeling here with this 8 energy, connected to the 8 of Pentacles, is fertility. So if you are someone that have always wanted children, I definitely see the potential of you settling down with this person. Definitely. And we also have the Lovers, which the Lovers is number 6. That is the 6th house in astrology. That is the house of balance, peace, harmony. And we have the Lovers, which is presented as a snake. And one thing about this Lovers that is interesting is that it's literally like 3 things in one. We have the presence of snakes, we have the presence of the moon, and we have the presence of I. It's almost reminding me of all who is knowing. And so it almost feels like a hidden aspect of this connection is that presently you and or your person, but specifically you, may only be looking at, this idea of love and what you believe you deserve from one perspective, whether that be from your own experiences and or, traumas, etc., where it's like there's a whole other side of, the coin that you have yet to explore. Like, yes, there is a chance that you may fall in love and fall out of it, but it's also a chance that you may fall in love and that your love will grow deeper, that your love will go bigger, that your love will go stronger over time. And also too, I feel like with this infinity symbol, that it is a part of your destiny. It is written for you to find someone who, essentially balances you out. Find someone who, is able to offer you something that is very concrete, that is very real, that is very certain, that is very, it seems like you're someone that wouldn't like to hear the word promising, but like that is the word that is being, spoken right now, and I must remind each and every one of you that is tuning in right now that I'm nothing but an instrument and a tool for the divine. And so the divine speaks through me. And so, one can bet that this is something that will be promised. I think potentially what is a current hidden aspect of this union is, the fact that you can actually trust this next phase of life, or this current phase of life. If you're at the very beginning, you can actually trust this person. You can actually trust yourself to let your guard down and actually open up and let someone in. Yes, that is beautiful. I want to see what's underneath the deck. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is beautiful. Once again, we have the presence of balance with 2 hands. I'm also just seeing that this is very much ask and you shall receive. And so you are, the blessing is that, out of what is being hidden is that you'll come to know that you do have the power to ask exactly for what you need from a partner. That you don't have to, despite being capable, not everyone is capable of walking, their chosen paths or their given paths alone. And, I'm seeing that to a certain extent. You're very used to that, but it is through this union and through this connection that you're just going to be forever just outwardly flowing, that you're going to be super, super embraced, and that, all of a sudden this idea of strength, like I said, is going to be transformed for you, which is just so beautiful. You deserve it. We also have the presence of the number 9, which in astrology rules religion, higher knowledge, etc. You could meet your person in a religious environment, whether it is a church, or a place of worship. You can meet your person on a missionary retreat, on a spiritual retreat. etc. Anything surrounding the divine, the cosmos, you know, giving thanks and coming into community to give praise to. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the final portion of I also just want to acknowledge the fact, I'll leave this out. I also just want to acknowledge that we have a couple of repeating numbers. We have multiple 8s, which is just showing that, you know, this connection really is one you can trust. It really is one that will bring in a lot of abundance, a lot of happiness. And not like, for those of you that are, you know, concerned, like I said earlier, about, you know, wanting to make sure your career is all settled before you get settled, you know, that's, you know, your confirmation that you and your significant person will be able to have a very well established, you know, family and lifestyle that suits your financial needs, desires, but also that just shows that you'll have the opportunity, you know, because abundance is opportunity. You'll have the opportunity to fill in the blank, whether it's have kids, whether it's, you know, create your own version of a commune, create your own version of like growing up on a sacred land, you know, whatever that may look like. We also have, you know, 8 and 9, you know, once again, we had number 9s earlier, we had 8s earlier. We have 5 and we have 4. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like alignment and energy in terms of like 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. It's like going from here to here to here to here. It's like if you have a to-do list, just checking off, check, 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 which is like kind of what's being brought to light here. I feel is like taking it one step at a time, taking it one step at a time. I think you're used to being in situations where you have to be on the balls of your feet. Maybe, you know, that is literally through, you know, your upbringing, your family, and or just whatever roles that you have here in life, in your community, at work, that this union is really going to show you that you have so much time and that you actually can chill. You know, you actually can rest at this, you know, one specific place. You don't have to be rushing and expecting that something's going to completely come in and knock everything over. You can literally be as slow as 1 + 1 + 1, and you can enjoy every moment of it. You know, you can enjoy every single moment of it. So this is so beautiful. I'm like, honestly, so excited for you. You deserve this so much, so much. Okay, so we are coming down to the wire. So we are going to get some channeled messages or a channeled message, depending on how many cards we get from your person. Okay, so connecting with Pile 1's higher person's higher self, connecting with Pile 1's significant person's higher self, connecting with Pile 1's significant person's higher self. What do you have to say to Pile 1? What do you have to say to Pile 1? Connecting to Pile 1's significant person's higher self. Okay. So it looks like we got a couple of cards. Let's see. We got 2. So we got the 6 of Wands and the Hierophant. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm just going to hold these up to the camera and channel as I get messages. Wow. This is beautiful. Your person literally sees you as the center of their world. They whenever they meet you, they're gonna notice that there is something strikingly different about you. That it's like no one else around you too, whether you guys are in a public crowded space or not, matters. It's like you literally stick out like an ultra light beam to them. They feel very at home and at peace with you. They feel like they can just spend a numerous amount of unplanned time with you and not get bored. They love every inch of your being, from your physical body to everything in between. They honor that there is an inner strength in you that is just unmatched. They honor the fact that you are birthed from the sun, that you do have a story that is very much tethered to rising from the ashes. They see you as someone who has the capability of being rebirthed over and over again. They really value your soul. They really value your way of expression. They absolutely love the colors gold and red on you. They love the colors gold and red on you. They feel like there's a part of you that is very self-sacrificing. They recognize and honor that there is so many aspects to your walk that you've had to just shed, that you've had to kill off for the betterment of family, for the betterment of loved ones. And they want you to know that they recognize how tough that is, that they recognize how tough that is, and that they honor that in you. But they also want you to know that you can put your sword down from time to time. They love you so freaking much. Your person is literally going to honor you in a way that you've never been honored before. Wow. Your person sees you as extremely multidimensional. It almost surprises them how diverse you are in your expression of self, in your words, and in your walk. Your person really, really likes your body. They really, really like your body. I'm being drawn here to these. They almost look like lips. Like this looks like a vulva, and here literally looks like the labia and the lips. Ooh, I'm honestly seeing that you and your person are gonna have some outer body experiences when it comes to sexual expression. Your person wants you to know that you have the right to fully express your sexual intentions, as well as embody that which you've always wanted to embody in the bedroom. You are safe here. Your person wants you to know that they are willing to explore other realms with you when it comes to lovemaking. Your person wants you to know that nothing is too weird or kinky to them. Ooh. Yeah, literally, look at this red over her crown. It's like a climax. Yeah. Oof. Oof. We're gonna keep it short and sweet there, because we don't want to get too X-rated now. We don't want to get too X-rated. But yeah. Wow. Oh man. Wow. So yeah, your person really is just, you wow. Like I feel like I'm at a loss for words. I feel like your person is at a loss for words. I feel like that is how you make them feel. I feel like they usually know, what the right thing to say and do is, just from being their compassionate and honest self. But when it comes to you, it's almost like, oh man, their being just makes me like explode. Like, as you can see, this being is yes, this being is being like, I don't know, like killed, not, I don't know, this being is being kind of like killed off, but she's also like exploding up into, higher versions with an S of self. And this person wants you to know that you are an inspiration, that you too are helping them to connect to their higher self. This person wants to say thank you. Thank you for showing me your light. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for allowing me to get close to you. And last but not least, your person wants to let you know that your fire doesn't sting. It doesn't destroy. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn. It is warm to the touch. Ooh, baby, I love that. I absolutely love that. I love the warm to the touch. I love how it is just, it can be as like dirty and as it can be as dirty and as kinky as you want it to be, but also as comforting and as joyous as you want it to be. So, oh my gosh, that pretty much wraps this up. This was so beautiful, pile number 1. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I just want to thank your beautiful, amazing spiritual team, as well as spirit. I pray that you can continue to evolve and ascend, continue to keep rising from the ashes, continue to melt into all that awaits you, and say a yes to your divine love, honey. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day, evening, or night, and I will see you in a future video soon. Bye. Hello to my beautiful pile 3s. That is those of you that have chose this lapis lazuli that matches my nails. And or those of you that may have chose this 3 of Swords. Okay, so before we get into the tarot aspects, hold on, my Virgo North Node is not allowing me to move on unless everything is perfect. Oh gosh, comment down below if you have a Virgo North Node and how that affects your everyday life. Okay, so yes, before we get into the tarot aspect of this pick a card, we are going to first go into a little bit of some oracle messages. We're going to do it in a very fun way, a unique way to the way that I like to divine. And we will be using what I like to call my bag of tricks. So these bag of tricks are letters and then numbers and then letters, A through Z, and then just numbers that I felt divinely guided to write down. And what we are going to do is I'm going to give these a shake, shake, shake. I'm going to pull out some letters and some numbers, and we are going to get some messages that will hopefully give you a better idea of who your person is. So just to make sure that you have picked the right pile. And of course, if you don't have a specific person, but you're just watching this reading to hopefully get some insight of your future love, then you can definitely as well take some of these messages and can keep your eyes open for when that time comes. Okay, so actually, I feel like it works better when it's a little bit open. So yeah, we're gonna shake, 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 shake. I probably should get I love these bags because they're so cute, but I probably should get a bigger, like a bowl or something. I'll have that intact for next time, promise. Okay, but I'm just gonna shake it up. Shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And then we're gonna pull a couple. Okay, that's a lot. But that's good though, because there's a lot of you tuning in. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same with our numbers. Oh God. I hope you guys are having a good day, evening, afternoon, night, whenever you may be watching this. Okay. All right, so that is just pretty much all that wants to come up for the numbers. Okay, lovelies. So we'll be starting off with our letters. So we have the letter R, Rick, Richard, Richie, Royal. Perhaps the person that you will be dating and or with at the moment could be someone who is of royalty, i.e. someone who comes from a long lineage of wealth, abundance, could be an heiress or a socialite, you know, claim it if that's what you want, claim it if that's what you have. We have you, we have you, and what came to my mind first is umbrella. Your person could have a random collection of umbrellas where like they just have different umbrellas that for different occasion, you know, they have the really big ones in case, you know, they are walking with someone. They have the ones that you can throw in your bag. They have different patterns, colors, and that could be very, very unique to them and also very, very specific. I don't think everyone is gonna like resonate with that at all. We have the letter F. Literally what came to mind at first is F-U-C-K. Don't want to get demonetized. So yeah, F-U-C-K. So you and or your person could literally from day one, the first time y'all lay eyes on each other, that thought could go through your head. Like, and I'm feeling like for two ways, like fuck, you know, like but I'm also feeling like for some people it could be like fuck, like damn. Take it as it resonates. You'll know exactly what you experienced when meeting your person, whether it was, you know, either. So we have W or M. So we could have Michael, we have Wilma, Walter. We have B. So Brian, boy. Perhaps you and your person have one son together. We also have Bob, Billy. Also, I wanted to say too for F, fire sign. So you or your person could be a fire sign. We have, hold on, those are numbers. We'll get to that in a minute. I think these both are numbers. We have K. So kiss, perhaps you and your person kissed very early on into your relationship. Perhaps you end up kissing on the first date. We also have kind. Perhaps that is one of your person's very strong points is their kindness. We have some more. We have W or M again. Yeah, just to make sure I'm not bugging. We have W or M again. So your person could have double initials. We have S. So yeah, you know what's so funny is I didn't get this with the other pile, and I'm like yelling because this is so funny to me. Like right away, I'm getting like sexy, I'm getting fuck, I'm getting kiss, I'm getting like, you're like, you or your person or the both of you, like the moment that y'all saw each other, it was like that root chakra was like, baby, And of course, take it as it resonates. Either you or your person could be extremely attractive. They could be sexy. You guys could have done the do early, you know, on into the relationship. Take it as it resonates. No judgment ever. And then, oh, we have two S's. We have two S's. Wow. So yeah, y'all. Yeah, your person could also definitely have double initials. Double initials. So yeah, you guys really find your partner attractive. That's beautiful. We have JL. So maybe James. Maybe these are their first and last initials. Langston, Larry, Jimmy. And then I think this is the last letter that we have is O. So what came to mind right away is O. Like I owe you. I owe something to you. So perhaps for some of you, a quite selective few of you, perhaps this is your second run around with this person that you are asking about. And so it's more like I owe you the truth. I owe you honesty this time. I owe you, I owe. Perhaps also with all of this, like kind of like fiery, like just sparks will fly type of energy, like down for whatever, with the sexy and the fuck and the kiss. Perhaps it was a very physical connection, the first time around. And now you guys are both realizing like, we owe it to each other. I owe it to you. You owe it to me to have a deeper connection. Take it as it resonates. And now we're going to go over to our letters. So 33. So your person could be 33 years old. You could be life path number 33. They could be life path number 33. They could also be born on the 6th day of the month or born during March. That also would tie into that fire sign energy. So yes, we have the number 12. Your person could be born on the 12th day out of a month. They could be born in December. That also ties into that fire sign energy. So they could be a Sagittarius. We have the numbers 45. So when I look at this right away, I thought of like 4,5. You guys could have maybe met in April and then could have been, together in a commitment by May, or you guys could have been, for example, together in like January and then made a commitment by like February. It's just what's coming to mind is like, like I said, 4,5 rather than like, yeah. You guys get it. And then we have the number 8. I'm definitely feeling like this is my fire sign pile for sure. 8 is a number of abundance. It also is tied to, we have 88 manifestations. So your person could be born on the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal is an extremely abundant and potent time of the year. I will actually link below my Lionsgate portal pick a card, which I made this past Lionsgate. So what was that? August 8th, 2021. However, all of my pick a card readings here on YouTube are always going to be timeless. So you can watch it today right after you listen to this reading and still have messages apply to you and still receive them and still all the above. So yes, I'm definitely feeling like this is my fire sign pile. The first pile was definitely a lot of earth energy. So yes, definitely my Leos, my Leo midheavens for sure. You or your person could have a Leo midheaven, my Leo moons for sure. We have 1222. So yes, your person could be a healer. And the reason why that came to mind first is because we have all of this 222 energy, which is associated with the moon. It's associated with the water. It's associated with, the divine feminine energy. So your person could be a natural. What I'm feeling too is like a natural born healer, where like if they're not doing it, for example, as a profession or as a career choice, that the healing energy is something that naturally exudes from their entity. We have number 9. So your person could be born in September. They could be the 9th child. That seems like crazy, but they could, especially if it's a situation where there's like children on multiple sides of the family, i.e. if like the father had a couple of kids before him and the mother got married or whatever the case is, they could be the 9th child. Very, very specific for like maybe 1 or 2 people, but it could be possible. Oh, and look, we have D. All right, y'all. Literally, I swear this is like not me. I am like a channel, I'm a vessel, and that's all I ask to be. But you know what came to mind? The D. So y'all are that group. That is really what came to mind first. We also have Daniel, we have Danny, we have damn, yeah. Y'all are that group that the moment that y'all will see y'all person or the moment that y'all had like y'all laid eyes, or even them for you. Take it as it resonates. Like it was just like, damn. I love it. I actually really, really love it. Okay, so we're just gonna put that over here. We will use that, of course. I need some water after all of this like excitement and all of this fiery energy. I'm like, I need some water to cool the flames down. Okay, y'all. So moving on. So now we're going to use my oracle deck that I have right here. And we are going to get 2 oracle cards. We're going to get you, and then we're going to get them. So Spirit, please show me person 1. And also don't worry at all if you find that, you know, because I'm not, and also just keeping in mind, I'm going with person 1 and person B. If I feel called to say you, and yet you feel like your pile is the person, then that could be 1 that you're mirroring each other a lot, and 2, it's totally okay. Like, take it as it resonates. Spirit, please show me person A, who they are in the relationship. Please show me person A. Please show me person A, who they are in the relationship. Please show me person A, who they are in the relationship. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. All right. So this is person A. Now, Spirit, please show me person B. Please show me person B. Please show me person B. Person B. Please show me person B. Please show me person B. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm actually gonna move this out of the frame because once again, Virgo placements. I have a Virgo North Node and a Virgo Mars in tropical astrology. So yes. Anyways, wait a minute. Literally, I can see that like Virgo placements, y'all. Virgo placements. Wait a minute. I'm so kind of bizarre. Okay. All right. Now that everything is sort of kind of the way that I aesthetically like it to be, we're just gonna, all right, there we go. There we go. We're going for it. Okay, so this is pile 1. Oh, no, excuse me. This is person 1. So we have the Spirit of the West. This is a beautiful card. This is the first time that I'm actually seeing this card. And then we have Birch. Beautiful. Okay, so I love already how we have some confirmations from the first little bag of tricks that we pulled from. Over here for person A, we have 33, which we had 33 over here. So I do feel called to say that you or your person is definitely a life path number 33, which actually comes down to you or them or the both of you being a master builder. So now in numerology, we have life path 11, 22, and 33, which do not break down any further than that. They stay as the double digit life path numbers. Usually they are the leaders in society. You or your person could be born on the West Coast. I'm feeling strong, like Arizona, Oregon, like Southern California. So yeah, I'm also definitely feeling that you or your person is for sure spiritual, as we have a little bit of lavender here that's connected to our crown chakra. We have we have like streaming water, which of course is connected to that divine feminine energy. And we have the word spirit. So perhaps, like I was saying earlier when we were picking from our bag of tricks, your person is a spiritual leader. Your person is someone who does offer their entity, their being, their vessel to help lead others towards, ascension. I'm also feeling as well that you or your person is someone that likes to spend a lot of time down by the water, that you or your person definitely feels revitalized and recharged. And if, life is getting really, really hectic, that just going down by the water is something that can really replenish you or your person's spirit. If you and your person does not already live by water, living by water can be extremely, extremely beneficial and extremely, extremely healing. And that actually can be just as healing and beneficial for those of you who may be watching that do have a lot of fire placements, because we do need water every once in a while, like I said, to kind of cool those flames down a bit. So yeah. I would also say too that your person definitely receives divine wisdom through their dreams, as we have the clouds and the moon. A lot of dream work will be beneficial for not just their life's work, i.e. if they are on a healing path, and working with people to help heal them, but also just for their own self as well, or you, if you resonate with this specific pile right here. So yeah, most definitely. And then what we have right here is birch. So we have the number 4 here. So I think this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, because it's like we have a face, but it's like masked and protected by like the ancient like trees and like the wisdom. Trees are things in nature that, they take a really, really long time to grow tall, but they last for centuries. And I don't know if you guys have ever, gone up to a tree and like just hug a tree, or like did, some spiritual work with the tree, i.e., like maybe do a ritual and take your libations and like feed it to the tree, give it to the tree, like any type of energy work concerning trees. But I'm definitely sensing that could be beneficial for you if you haven't, and that just connecting with the sacred tree would be very, very, very beneficial. You probably do. There probably are some of you who are watching that either you or your person is someone who possibly grew up in a space or had direct access to a space that had a lot of trees. Maybe you or your person spent a lot of time as children climbing trees and just getting lost, maybe walking barefoot and doing like a lot of nature walks. If any of this sounds like it could be healing and soothing to your soul just by listening to it, or your person's soul, and you don't already participate in these activities, definitely reconsider doing that. Because going back to what I was saying about the ancient wisdom of trees is that they like you can tell a lot about a tree. You can tell a lot about a tree that bears fruit, for example, and then you can tell a lot about a tree that bears sap, for example, or a tree that can be brought into the home, for example, like a Christmas tree. They all have different wisdom that they carry within them, and they all serve a purpose. And so yeah, I'm definitely feeling as though just like we have this spirit that is kind of tucked away in like this mountainy, foresty kind of terrain, is someone that feels very, very at peace with complete stillness, with complete darkness too. Because that's the thing, is that I remember I was hiking a few months ago with a friend, and I'm someone myself that I completely love nature. I grew up in a city, but I absolutely love nature, and nature doesn't scare me at all. But my friend started telling me about how nature can be quite chilling, if you will. Not that it can be scary, but it could be chilling. And for some people that would never, like, for example, enter a dark and scary cave because I'm not going to say they're superstitious, but because of that chilling aspect of nature, there are people that, there are people that love it. And so you yourself may be someone who, you may really also you or your person, trying to get the wording right. I hope that you guys are keeping up. I'm just trying to really make it a point that, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly this is you, this is them, this is them, this is you. So I really hope that I'm not confusing y'all when I'm, you know, with my wording. But yeah, you or them could be someone who is very into the occult and very into what is hidden, and is someone that isn't really bothered by what most people would be nervous about. So like I said, i.e. going into quote unquote dark and scary caves, you know, etc. You may be a Scorpio or have Scorpio placements, which if you or your person is a Scorpio and has Scorpio placements, that makes a lot of sense. We had two S's, first of all. And second of all, I always look at Scorpios out of the zodiac signs as like low-key the fire signs out of the water signs, just because, you know, we have Mars there ruling very strongly. So yeah, what I'm saying is like you and your person actually have a lot in common. You guys both understand on a deep level the importance of nature and how just even rhythmically we heal and we align with, you know, nature. I see you guys together. If you guys don't already do this now, at some point in the future, you guys together doing a lot of your healing in unity. So like, i.e. perhaps, you know, going and getting like a home, or like purchasing an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere where there's like water and there's mountains and there's forests, or like, you know, maybe during the spring season going on like a fast in the beginning together. Like I see a lot of joint like healing and just like, yeah, which is really, really, really beautiful. That is really, really, really beautiful. I love that. Okay, so moving on, because I can stay here for forever, but I know you guys want to get to the good stuff. Hold on, I'm just gonna take a sip of I made this wonderful crown chakra smoothie. I like to eat and consume that which I want to reflect, and I put a lot of emphasis in my crown being open and protected, of course, when I sit down the channel. So all right, moving on. Now we are going to look into the current dynamic of the relationship. So I already saw the Lovers. You might have seen it too. Well, you don't know what it looks like in this deck, but I did see that. So if that comes out, I'm just gonna be like, wow. So I did see that just a moment ago. Okay, so Spirit, what is the current dynamic of this union? What is the current dynamic of this union? I saw the Moon. What is the current dynamic of this union? What is one? Okay, so it's funny. We got two cards. I'll take them. I didn't take two cards for the last pop, but I'll take them for y'all because they just fell out. So we have, first of all, we have two major arcanas, okay? So once again, I read energy in case you don't know, not necessarily reversals. So we have Judgment, and then we have the Tower. So I'm actually feeling like this, yes, this is how I'm feeling the energy is coming up at first glance. Okay, so Judgment, right? What we have here, first off, what I want to zero in on is these two. This comes out to 20 because X in Roman numerals is 10. So this two, this energy of two, once again, this duality, mirroring, if you will. So what we have here with Judgment, as you can see, is there's someone who is, you know, kind of sitting in a chair and, you know, is listening, you know, is really listening to your brief or your case or your synopsis, and has to either make a decision to agree with it and move forward with what you have to say, or say X, moving on, next person, next client, next case. And kind of what I'm feeling actually is what I was getting here is that I actually feel like a good amount of you guys, wow, I actually feel like a good amount of you guys have been in separation. and are asking about someone that you know, like that you would like to be back in union with. And I feel like with the mirroring, I feel like whoever you're asking about, deep down in their hearts, no matter what they're showing on the outside, wants to be back in union with you as well. And kind of what I'm getting with this Judgment card is that like someone, or maybe both parties, is going to have to take turns sitting in this chair and really being present and available to listen to the other person's case, if you will. And kind of what I'm getting for the person who, you know, has to sit down and listen, it is gonna take a lot, you know, of just cleansing your spirit. And so I would say whether you identify with the spirit of the West or the Birch, I would say for sure, make sure prior to, you know, actually having this conversation that you rely and you lean on your spiritual practices and your rituals, you know, especially if you are someone that you do have a business centered around helping to heal others. Don't think that because it's been so long since you've seen this person, or because, you know, you've already healed. Like, I'm just getting a sense that there could be a stubbornness with some of you where it's like, I already have healed that. I don't need to revisit that. That was so long ago. I just want to move forward. But it's really like kind of grounding down and like making sure that you're ready for this moment, you know, is going to be really, really, really important. And then if you are watching this and you identify as the person on the opposite that has to say more, you know, to your person, then same thing, you know, make sure that your vessel is clean, that your body is present, that your heart is open, you know, because this person is going to be able to tell if it's not, you know. And so, yeah, it, to me too, the Tower coming out, it makes so much sense. You know, you guys have had to have whatever this pre-existing foundation just completely crumble and shatter in order to rebuild. And for sure, it's up to the both of y'all, you know. It really is. The power is in your hands. You guys are both extremely spiritual beings, whether you acknowledge it or not. Whether at the time of this reading, you're like, oh, that's hoopla. Like, you are, okay? You are. Like, you heard it here. So, yeah, and I feel like a lot of you guys actually do know that. So, yeah, I think a lot of you guys too, this wasn't easy, but I think now you're at the point, or will very soon be at the point of just acknowledging this needing to happen for a highest purpose. And if, you know, a few select people, if you're not in separation with your person, this is someone new that's coming in for you, you've had to yourself change and go through a lot of uprooting and a lot of rebuilding in order to get to the space of your person coming in, you know. But I really do feel like a lot of you guys have been in separation. Okay, so this is, what is the current, come on now. This is what is the current energies based on the current dynamic. So now we're going to look into what will most likely be the future dynamic based on the current energies. Spirit, what will most likely be the future dynamic based on the current energies? What will most likely be the future dynamic based on the current energies? I saw 10 of Cups. What would most likely be the future dynamic based on the current energies? Oh, okay. What will most likely be the future dynamic based on the current energies? I feel called, I'm gonna stop in a moment to like run through. I don't always feel called to do this, but I feel called to do something like this. So we're gonna run through. Okay. Strength. Okay. Strength. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So I feel like the future dynamic based on currently what we have present is that you guys are going to realize that this is worth fighting for. Whether it is someone who you're in separation with or someone new, you're gonna realize that this was worth it, that this is worth it, that it's something that you want to invest in, that it's something that you want to, that you're glad you've healed from and that you're healing with and that you're healing through. There's gonna be a sense of pride, looking. This is Celine Dion, by the way. I love this deck. This entire deck has a lot of influential women that are in the industry and are just, popular, that have been illustrated onto the cards. This is Kesha. This kind of looks like her. I forget who that is in the Judgment card. But yeah, as you can see with Celine, there's like a feeling of just like gracefulness and poise and like, just like look like it's gonna like fill you up with that, like like this was so worth it, and I feel like you guys have a lot of major arcana, first of all, and so like this is really what it's like showing like me, and what I feel like it's showing you at this moment is that this was definitely for you. And I really, really, really want to like zero in on that, especially for those of y'all where it was so painful being in separation, because I'm actually not feeling like it was separation for a couple of months. I'm feeling like potentially for a few years for a lot of you guys, at least 50% of y'all for like a few years. And perhaps also what I was getting here with some of like sex and D and fuck and all of that stuff that I was getting, perhaps some of you actually surrendered to that side of you. Some of you maybe had always approached relationships from this like dreamy and earthy and rooted and mature, if you will. I'm not saying that it's immature to, carry on in that way. I'm not saying that at all, but very just mature and old soul, old love energy. And perhaps part of what was difficult is, embracing that other side of it. And maybe you getting lost into that, and maybe you having to really heal even more from that, take it as it resonates. But yeah, I'm definitely just feeling that, you guys are going to realize that this was worth it, and I feel like anytime you have major arcanas, that's the universe, that's your spiritual team, that is the Most High, that is your guides that are really, really, really working. So like trust. If you're somewhere, maybe you have your own relationship with divination and your own relationship with rituals and your own relationship with spell work and blah, blah, blah. And you've been asking over and over, God, when? Spirit guide, when? Ancestor, when? And maybe you're getting the same answer over and over. Just trust that it is happening, because all of this like major arcana, all of this, energy of it is happening for you rather than to you. This is your spiritual team. So they want you to be happy, but they will only allow, like, trust that they will only allow this to happen if you and your partner are ready. You and your partner are ready. I'm also feeling like some of you in this pile too need to pay attention to what you say and what you think in regards to your love life and in regards to perhaps this past situation. If some of you guys are still hung up about the way in which it ended, I'm being guided that some of you guys need to do some type of rituals or cleansing, cord cutting, etc., to really release from that, because I am seeing that you guys are extremely spiritually deep and can go into the depths of your emotions, can go into the depths of like I said, those portals, that uncomfortable, that chilling, that shadowy, aspect of life that a lot of us are like, oh, hell no. And so I think that you, hopefully watching, realize that that's a beautiful thing to embrace. But while that is beautiful, it is also very, very important that, you know, if you are giving more energy to that, if you're giving more energy than needed to that, just pay attention, you know, because it to a certain extent, it's like, and this is just depending on your chart makeup. This is depending on so much of your lineage, you know, and your life's calling. You may forever find that through darkness and stillness that you will be at peace. But we do need to embrace the light as well. So yeah. Let me take a sip of my crown chakra drink. All right. So now moving along. Now we're going to go on to what is a shadow aspect of this connection. What is a shadow aspect? What do you not see currently? What do you not see currently? What do you not see currently? One, two, come on now. 3, 4, 5. Thank you guys for being so patient. I know I probably take the cake for the world's slowest shuffler. And I also don't pre-shuffle anything and have it ready. So I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Okay. All right, so let's, come on, Spirit. What is a shadow aspect? Come on. Connecting with Pal 2's spiritual team and guides. What is a shadow aspect? Okay. All right. The moon. So it's funny, especially when I noticed that it was taking me a while to shuffle. I was like, the relationship and the dynamics that currently are here is the shadow aspect. You know, because we were speaking so much about, you know, all of that. Kind of just watery in the depths, though, in the depths of the water. Scorpio, eighth energy, 8th house energy, you know, all of that deep, you know. So I'm not surprised that the moon came out as a shadow aspect. And I really think it is speaking a lot to what I was saying just a second ago, which is like, you know, we love the moon. We aspire to be like the moon, perhaps, but we also need the sun too. We need that balance as well. And like, really what I'm seeing is that you guys are going to be so shocked to know how your future selves, i.e. as in whenever you guys do come together to have this discussion, is going to be more in alignment than you think. I think it's going to blow some of you guys away, like out of the water, especially for some of you who maybe the relationship was more immature to begin with, but it was one of those things when it was ending, it was like both parties kind of knew, like, damn, like, I don't want this to end because I kind of know that this is my person. It's like you guys are just going to be blown away by how much the other person has been healing. You know, especially for those of you who just have no contact, no way of like spying on their social media, no way of like communicating. You guys are just going to be so shocked to see. I'm almost getting like day and night for some of you. So yeah, I feel like for sure the shadow aspect is just, you know, making sure that you are acknowledging all aspects. And even too, like if you're someone that you replayed, you know, maybe like past hurts in regards to the relationship or arguments or trauma that you guys have shared within the relationship, looking at all perspectives, You know, and it's really bringing me back to the healers in this pile, because, you know, especially sometimes as healers, as those of us who are called to, you know, share the word, share the gospel, share the tools, you know, put our lives out there, you know, for the collective, you know, and to inspire others, you know, to cleanse themselves and to get closer to God and closer to their purpose. It's like sometimes we neglect or we forget that, like, yeah, so maybe we spent a whole season doing shadow work in regards to our love styles, right? But there's always a way to go deeper, you know? And it's like, yeah, there's just always more that we can go deeper and really surrender to. So it's like I'm kind of getting a feeling that some of you guys could be like a little bit low-key rolling your eyes, where it's like, I don't have anything to fix. It was them. Or like, gosh, what do you mean surrender more? I've done so much surrendering already. But it's like, it's something about perspective. It's something here about perspective. It is something here about perspective. So I feel guided to look at these Roman numerals. So this is 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 comes out to 9. So perhaps when we're going to be having a full moon in Libra soon. A full moon in Libra should be in April. So perhaps during the full moon in Libra actually could be very beneficial, because Libra is all about partnerships. We have Venus ruling Libra. It's about balance, harmony, peace. So definitely doing some rituals during that full moon in Libra could be helpful. Setting intentions, releasing, really more so. Releasing. So yeah, definitely perspectives, being able to look at, and even just like, even what you want to happen, being open to it happening in multiple different ways. Like maybe you're so on, I just want us to have this talk so that we could get back to things, but also being open to, okay, well, what if we have this talk and, you know, what if we both walk away and we're uncertain? Or what if we have this talk and what if it's great? Or what if we have this talk and we realize, like, actually, you know, we're better off as like coming together and working together as like business partners, or just being friends. Like, you know, just being is perspective. For sure. 8 of Pentacles. So you guys have a lot of 8s. There's a lot of abundance that is tied to this. That is on its way. Like, and I truthfully mean, for those of you that, you know, are obviously going to be able to weather these storms and be with the person, like, your relationship will be abundant. It will be harmonious. It will, you know, all of the above. But also I feel for those of you who may, because you always have free will, who may, you know, recognize that, like, actually, you know, we're more better as friends, or actually we're more better in taking these strengths and these gifts that we were given and working on like a business, and like, you know, whatever the case is, it's like abundance is going to come out of it. Or actually, like, you know, I realize that right now isn't the best time to be in a relationship with this person. It's like you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded by being brave. You know, it takes a lot of freaking bravery and guts to try to train a lion, you know. And I feel like for a lot of you watching, that lion, that untamed energy is tied to your moon energy. It is tied to your ability to, you know, see what is beneath the surface, which is a beautiful thing. But even spending too long there, you know, even spending too long in the astral realms, even spending too long in the spiritual realms, you know, can be dangerous, you know, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but we're still here on this physical earth. And if God wanted us to just be spirits, if he wanted everything to just be perfect, that's what it would be. So I feel like some of that energy that you need to like tame, you know, and not to say that tame has to be bad, you know, but is I hope I'm making sense. Like, I'm just channeling, you know, because I could have got these cards and it could have been a different scenario. I'm just channeling. So I really hope that this is making sense. Comment down below if it's making sense. But yeah, taming that wild side, taming that, you know, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in the depth of my entity, and that's beautiful. Like I said, it is so beautiful to be comfortable with the darker aspects of life. I resonate a lot with like being comfortable with the darker aspects of life. Okay, so it is beautiful. But even I had to learn that, like, okay, come back to earth. Don't stay there for forever, you know? So you guys have a lot of abundance coming your way either way. So as long as you embrace, you know, all the things we've been speaking of. All right, and last but not least, I'm really so excited for this portion because I feel like a lot of you guys need to hear this. So last thing we are doing is we are going to channel specific messages from your person. So, Spirit, what does their person have to say? What does their person have to say? Oh, it looks like your person has to say a lot. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. What does their person have to say? I'm feeling like for some of you guys, you make your person extremely nervous. What does your person have to say? What does their person have to say? Connecting to their person's higher self. Oof, okay, yeah, your person has a lot. All of these was about to drop. All of them. Connecting to person's higher self. Connecting to your person's higher self. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Your person wants to let you know that they've changed. They've ascended. They are ascending. Ascension isn't something that, you know, can be done in one day or 1 year or even one lifetime. But yeah, your person is saying, I'm ascending. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. I recognize the divinity within me. I recognize the divinity within me. I recognize why we had to meet. I recognize why we had to meet. I recognize why our paths have crossed. I value you now. I really value you. I value everything we were able to do. I value every single thing that we were able to do. And I want to rebuild. I want to rebuild. I would like to rebuild. I would like to rebuild. Wow. This is so beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles also, if you guys, obviously it has a completely different meaning here. And I feel like I want to actually pull out the book because I've never pulled this card before at all. But yeah, normally speaking, the Ten of Pentacles is, it's abundance, once again. 10 is like the end of a cycle because we have that strong presence of 1 and a new beginning all at once. And then 10 of Pentacles is just like complete abundance, you know. It really is, you know. I also feel called to add that your person may have gone through and will be going through multiple spiritual awakenings at once. And yes, it is possible to have multiple, you know. Your person could have been connecting with higher realms, higher beings, higher entities, I feel called to call out the Pleiadians. Your person could be of the Pleiadians, or could be connecting with those higher realms, higher beings. A lot of soul cleansing, a lot. Like, you are going to be so shocked. You're not even going to recognize them. You are just not even going to recognize them. Okay, I'm pulling out the book because I feel like there's something in here for you guys. So I'll always do this. Yeah, you guys are not even going to recognize them, which is so like crazy, but so beautiful. That's what you want. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but after a long time of like not seeing someone, you know, and it can even be the situation where, like, for example, let's say you and your best friend have been living in other countries, you know, for like a year or something. And it's like you want to come back together and notice, like, wow, like not only physically have you changed, but like emotionally, spiritually, mentally, you're a different person. Like that's what you want. You know, that is really, really, really what you want. And so I really want to double down on that, especially for those of you, you know, who maybe that shadow aspect is replaying over and over what didn't work, and the hurt and the chaos and the trauma. Like you ultimately, in your heart of hearts, no matter if it's a trauma response, to only stay connected to this energy, you want a change. You want it. So, okay. 10 of Pentacles, Mercury and Virgo. The keys is completion and beginning, cycle, and joy. So the artwork, illumination. A cascading woman, let's see, yeah, we can put both in here. A cascading woman fulfills the 3 columns of the tree of life. The 10 Sephiroth are behind her. The 3 columns not only represent the tree, but also the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna channels of Kundalini energy. That's what I was kind of speaking of when I almost said Kundalini too, when I meant the multiple spiritual awakenings at once. You know, and also the tree of life, how you can have a spiritual awakening in the body. You know, all of a sudden you maybe go from being like a meat eater to a plant-based diet. You can have a spiritual awakening in the mind. You can totally have a spiritual awakening just in your, you know, spirit, in your auric field. So, but also the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna channels of Kundalini energy. She is radiant in all ways, all directions. Her purpose is being fulfilled by her many phases and stages simultaneously. Yes. Multidimensional. Like, in some notions of tarot, this is the final card of the minor arcana. It is the completion of the earthly cycle, which will inevitably lead us back to the full, embarking upon our journey all over again. This is a card for wisdom, inner and outer, wealth, and all of its manifestations. When we receive this in a reading, we are being asked to extend our wisdom to others. As we found our richest, most vivid essence, so must we shine outwards and give that precious crystallization to those whose process is still nascent and perhaps troubled. Your person may have found their purpose, and that is like what could be so different. You know, your person may have found their purpose, which is so beautiful. So beautiful. And yeah, I mentioned something about, you know, now it's time to share that wisdom with others. Now it's time to do right by that which was given to you. It's time. And your person said specifically that they want to start over with you, that they want to give themselves to you in the right way. What did I say earlier? Perhaps the giving wasn't, you know, as deep as you like it to be. And they're ready, baby. They're multidimensional, honey. They got the galactic forces on their side, sweetie. So yes, thank you guys so much for sticking it through. I pray that your beautiful spirit and your beautiful self can just feel nothing but glory in regards to what is to come. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye. Hello to my beautiful ones that have chose pile 3 and or felt guided to choose our pyrite friend over here, and or this 3 of swords. This is Miss Jennifer Aniston. I love this tarot deck so much. All the decks I use, by the way, will be linked in the description box. But this tarot deck specifically has a bunch of influential women in the industry and out in the world illustrated on the cards. So this is Miss Jennifer Aniston. So before we get all into the tarot part, we're going to do a little bit of kind of like oracle style fun to kick it off. What I mean by that is that we will be going in with my bags of tricks. These are my numbers and my letters, and we're pretty much going to shake it up, see what we can get that will hopefully let you know that, of course, if you're asking about someone that's in your life or that's someone that you know of, that can be confirmation. And even if you're just here and you're like, you know, I'm only 17 years old and I ended up on this side of YouTube and I have no idea what divination is, hey, hello, you can take these too. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the numbers. I'm just opening it up a little bit to shake. I hope that, I know it looks so funny the way it's shaking fast. I hope that wherever you may be at the moment, whether you're on break at work, trying to get a little bit of some divination time in, whether you're at home and it's a cozy Sunday afternoon, or if this is just, you know, your personal you time, you know, that you are enjoying yourself, that you feel relaxed and you feel ready to receive. So we'll, okay. Like, do those want to come out? Do they not? Yeah, so we'll take that, and then we're gonna go ahead and get us some letters, which, yeah, y'all, I know I really I really need to figure out another situation for like these little baggies. They're so cute, that's why I use them, and they're just small, so they take up no space. But I'm like, I think I can store them in here, but maybe next time put them in a bowl or something bigger. But anyways, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna take some letters now. Take some letters, take some letters, take some letters. Okay, cool. Get them all the way out the frame. Okay, so we're gonna start with our letters. So we have V for Victor, Vicky, Vinny. We have the letter Y for you. Not you, excuse me. You are mine is what's coming to mind. You are mine. You are mine. Yes. We have the letter S. So you or your person could start with the letter S. First, last, middle name even. We have Q, queen. We have a queen. So your person can very much well look at you as a queen. You having a lot of queen energy. You yourself watching could just exude a lot of queen energy. We have N for nighttime. Perhaps you and your person spend a lot of time on the phone at night. That is a time where you guys perhaps are most activated. Maybe you get a lot of work done at the nighttime. Maybe you kind of are more nocturnal and you like to kind of rest during the day and just be, you know, more in your abundant, activated energy at night. Perhaps you also met in the nighttime at a club or a venue or a concert. We have A, apples. I'm hearing that someone really enjoys apples. Maybe you guys have gone on an apple picking date. Maybe you will, but apples. Apple pie. Someone has a really good homemade apple pie recipe. All right. If that's you, share it with us. So for our numbers, we have 1222. This has come out for every single pile. So like I feel guided to say too that, you know, this for this pile number 3, if you are here with me right now, that whoever you're asking about, they were sent to you for a reason. Whether they are currently in your life, whether, you know, you're asking about someone that you have yet to meet, or or whatever the case is. They were sent to you by the Most High, because we just have this 222 energy, this mirroring energy. I know we have 1 here, but there's a lot of mirroring energy. It's a lot of, and I just received the confirmation through the wind. I like to keep my my window cracked when I do these readings, just for airflow. And also I receive a lot of just clarity and confirmation through nature. So when a gust of wind usually comes in, even when it's not windy, I've done it on like summer days, and a gust of wind will just come in and I'm like, okay, confirmation. So yes, protected by high vibrational beings that watch over you, watch over this person, watch over the connection. We have the numbers 44. So you or your person could be 44 years old. You or your person, or both of you guys, could be earth signs, could have some very specific earth placements. I'm feeling like an earth Mars, earth moon, Venus. You have the numbers 23. You could be 23 years old. Your person can be 32. No judgment over here. Either or. What else? 5. You could have a stellium in your 5th house, or your person could have a stellium in the 5th house. And just a lot of planets. And that could actually result into you being someone who you are very, like, what am I saying? You don't mind dating. You don't mind like being in one relationship, and then if it doesn't work out, another one and another one and another one and another one. So perhaps you met this person either during that pattern of another one, or maybe it could have been even during a break where you were just like, you know what, I'm tired of this. And then we have 91. So I'm not going to say a person is 91 years old. I mean, hey, I don't know. But, you know, 9 plus 1 in numerology comes down to 1. So your person could be a leader. You know, they can have a lot of 1 energy within their makeup. Yeah. So yeah, take it if it resonates. If, you know, it doesn't, you don't have to automatically exit out, unless of course you feel guided, because sometimes we do feel guided to those things. So now we're gonna go into the other oracle part, which is we're going to get person A and person B. Take it as it resonates in terms of who you feel like you are, who you feel like your person is. More so who you feel like you are, because especially if you don't know your person, you may not know, but you will know in your intuition, in your gut, in your body, if you're resonating with person A or person B. And it is 110% okay if it's coming off where it's like, you know your person and it's like, well, I know I'm more so person B and that they're more so person A, but they also have tendencies of person B. That's okay. That just means you guys are mirroring. I told you guys that this was sent by the Most High. So usually when the Most High sends us the love that we need or we deserve, usually it is going to be a fair amount of mirroring happening. Okay. So anyways, and that's relationships in general, you know, whether you believe in the Most High, whether you believe in mirroring, like, you know, we attract what we are. Take it how you take it, sis. Take it how you take it, bruh. We attract what we are, sweetie. Okay, so anyways, show me person A. Show me person A. Ooh. Show me person A. Okay. Person A. Person A said, I'm ready, honey. I'm ready. Person A. Show me. Show me person A. 1, 2, Now show me person B, please. Show me person B. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water before we get all into it. So person A, we have the warrior woman. Okay, y'all. All right. I was feeling like I needed to say it already off bat when I was doing this little bag of tricks moment. But if you had your eyes set on another pile, I don't want to say the specific pile. If you had your eyes, or if you felt drawn to another pile, this is your confirmation. I don't want to say which one because I don't want everyone going to it like, oh my gosh, especially because I am kind of feeling like there is a good amount of you guys that are somewhat new to divination in this pile or tarot or that side of YouTube. So, you know, I don't want it to be something where it's like we're going towards it not based off of intuition. So, yes, if you feel it, and you feel guided, just know. Yeah. Okay, so that's you. And this is your person. Ooh. Okay, so this is definitely that earth energy I was feeling. I like this. And off bat, I'm just gonna say like, because it's like don't take it as like, oh, she likes my pal, like, because listen. What I'm saying is that I like the balance here. You know, fire and earth is a really, really good balance. You know, it's really good. And that's very powerful. You know, it's very, 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 very powerful. Like we need earth in order to have fire. You know, we need it. So I love that. I love that. Okay. So off rip, you and your person could be both fire and or earth signs. Very, very prevalent in the chart. If not, you know, sun signs, moon, Venus, I'm feeling Mars for sure. Mars, and even Mercury. Okay, so let's start off with person A. So person A, we have the warrior woman. We have 41. You know, that 4 + 1 boils down to 5 in numerology, which is all about changes. It's all about changes. So, my person A. So, my person A is definitely a spirit of the sun. They are a woman of the sun. They are a man of the sun. They are a being, if you don't identify as a woman or a man, of the sun. You know, they're someone that gets extremely charged up from, you know, just activities in the sun. Physical activities. I was actually, when I was taking like a pause quickly in between filming the second pile and this one, I felt like I wanted to go on my yoga mat and do like some downward dogs and like really focus the energy that was building up into something very physical and specific. So this person could definitely have a routine where they do every single day, or they do, you know, 3 times a week, or maybe they hit the gym and like it's like boom, 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 pow. Like that's kind of how I actually feel like this person's energy is. It's very concentrated. It's very boom, 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 pow. So I almost feel like this person, even if they have like very, very dominant fire sign aspects and you know, just what's the other word I'm looking for? Aspects that they also have very, very grounded and rooted aspects as well too, you know, because it's the fire that's like boom, boom, pow, but it's the grounding earth energy that will keep the fire going. It's like, it's the momentum that will keep you every single week heading to the gym, or every single week, you know, doing your yoga, or every single week, you know, whatever that is for you. And if you're listening to this and you're like, girl, I do not have a physical bone in my body, it will seriously like change your life. Change your life if you can incorporate some type of physical movement. There's so many different types of physical movement out there. You know, there's so much. Boxing, I'm feeling would be really good for this pile and this person specifically. Yoga, for sure. Connecting that breath and that body. So yeah, you know, and it doesn't have to be either one of those things. It could be anything you want, but a physical practice. I'm feeling also like this person is very, very, what's the word? They're very attractive to a lot of people, but they also scare a lot of people. I'm laughing because it's like people, like they definitely stand out in the room, but it's like, it's from this like internal strength where it's like, yo, I know not to play with pile 3 or person A. I know, like, I better come correct. It's really, 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 really interesting. I'm also feeling like person A is someone who will put up walls very, very easily, you know? Yeah, will definitely put up walls very, very easy. And I'm not sure if that has to do anything with, if that has to do with anything they've experienced in childhood. Perhaps, you know, they were always meant to be this wild, strong, fierce being. And, you know, maybe every time that they did, they were met with some type of resistance. So now it's like this wall. Because when you look at this being's eyes, there's like a sense of innocence there. Like, yes, you're looking at the expression on their face too, and you can see like, okay, strength. I'm not playing with you. Don't play with me energy. But also there's a little bit of innocence. And I almost feel like that's the innocence of like a young child, where like, it's interesting because I'm feeling like something that the world would be surprised to know, or the average person that has the first glance at this person is extremely childlike. Like, they could be so serious in every attribute in their life, or in every aspect of their life rather, but then it's this one thing where it's just like, wow, now you see that. Now you see that inner child. Now you see that sacral energy. Now you see, you know? So yeah, that's beautiful. And then we have Ivy, which also is 5. Okay, interesting. So yes, that's so interesting. You guys both have major 5th house energy, major 5 energy, major 5 energy. So, okay, so what we have here is, you know, we have a being that is like very, like, it's interesting because they're just as attractive as person A. And let's remember too, attraction goes beyond physical attraction, okay? So they're just as attractive. They're just as much as a light. They're just as much as, you know, a chosen one, if you will, as person A is. But there is something about them that is a bit more subtle, mysterious, hidden, covered for them. You know, and I'm not feeling like anything that person A exudes is for someone else, you know? Perhaps there could be something here in regards to what I was saying in terms of like putting that guard up to a certain extent. But with this person, anything that they're not being outright out front about, it's not that same feeling that I'm feeling with this. It's like anything that they are sharing and even not sharing, it's for them, you know? It's I don't know, there's something, it's like the level of both of these beings like comfort zone when it comes to like being fully who they are in all aspects of their lives, in all moments, in all spaces, around all different types of people. There's definitely a difference. You know, and I'm not saying one is good or bad, there's definitely a difference. You know, where like, I think both of them have had to embrace a lot throughout the years and on their journey, and will continue to. It's just, it's almost like one person has a way of coping with it, and another person has a way of coping with it. And I'm not saying that this person is further into their journey. You know, we'll keep going and we'll see, maybe. But yeah. Actually, yeah, now that I'm sitting with this, it does feel like this person has a little bit more of a mature soul. A little bit. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to move on to what is the current dynamic of the relationship. What is the current dynamic of the relationship? What is the current dynamic of the relationship? What is the current dynamic of the relationship? I'm also feeling, and it'll be interesting to see if this comes out a little later, but I'm also feeling in terms of like age of souls, if you will, one being maybe more newer or older, whatever, not bad or good, just is what it is, that you guys could have met or will be meeting in kind of like, yeah, falling for each other in very unusual circumstances. So it could be where like maybe one person is working for the other person, or maybe not working for the other person, but working in the same corporation or building, office, and maybe this person isn't their boss, but they oversee a lot of people, you know, and maybe, yeah, like maybe this person isn't necessarily signing their checks, but they oversee the whole floor or something. I'm seeing, kind of what I'm saying is I'm seeing that there could be a potential for it to be like working together but underneath each other, and the whether it's closely underneath each other where it's like legit boss and employee, like it will be different for all of you guys. But I'm feeling that, and I'm feeling like that whatever this like guard and this, but yet this like power that person A naturally exudes, where it's like I know I can give this person a lot of responsibility, if we're going with the example for like, you know, if it is a work setting that's like unusual, you know, to meet and like fall in love, that like that is what I think initially drew this person to this person. But it's what is behind the eyes that really I think is what's gonna like what has or what will take it to the next level. You know, it's that, oh, you're way more than what meets the eye. This is interesting. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna move along. And I'm not at all co-signing on dating, you know, someone you work with. It doesn't even have to be work. It could be school. It's just, it's something. It could be mentor, yo. It really could. It's some type of situation where y'all did not sign up to date. You know, and like, I mean, when you meet someone that you like, you never know. I mean, maybe you do know that they're coming. Maybe you do know that they're your person right away. But like, y'all know what I mean? It's like, it's a clear thing where it's like, yo, I was just going there to do X, Y, and Z, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, it could end up being like your favorite restaurant, and it's like the waiter or the chef or something, just something where it's like, you know, it's a clear difference between who is kind of the authority, who is kind of the leader, who is kind of in charge, you know, even going down like the chef. That's a very like specific example. I'd be so shocked if that is a situation for someone, but like going with the chef, you know, or like, you know, the manager of the restaurant, like, you know, they may not hold direct ownership, for example, over the person who's sitting at the restaurant, but it's like they're in charge of, you know, if they hired the right chef and if they ordered the right amount of ingredients, and if, I think y'all get what I'm saying. Anyways, let's not do too much with our, you know, let me not say let's not do too much, because we are a channel, and spirit is like, You better say that specific example. I better say that specific example. Okay, y'all. So Spirit, what is the... What is the current dynamic? 1, 2, 3. Ooh. And then we're going to get, what will the future dynamic be based off of the current dynamic? What will the future dynamic be based off of the current dynamic? Okay. So this is what is the current dynamic. We have the Page of Cups. Okay, some offerings. And then, ooh, we have the Emperor for the future dynamic. Okay. So, all right, so starting off with this Page of Cups. So I'm definitely feeling like this person A, this warrior woman is, and when I say warrior woman, I'm talking about like the name of the oracle card. So for sure, this is definitely not tied to one specific gender or expression at all. But yeah, so person A, I'm definitely feeling like you are someone, like you're hot. You're someone where you got a lot of people looking at you. We're like, if we're going off of this, I just feel called to keep talking about like this work example. So if we're going with this work example, you got a lot of people that maybe if you're new, or if you've been new, you're still working, you know, on your like first 6 months before you can be evaluated. Like you were that like hot thing that walked into the office and everyone was like, bro, like she's hot or he's hot or they're hot, but I don't know. They also kind of scare me too. Like, you know? And anyway, so yeah, you are kind of used to kind of calling the shots. Yeah. Where like you have a lot of people who, like I said, find you attractive, but at the same time, you play a tough cookie. You play a tough cookie. And so it's like you actually, I don't know if this will be shocking to hear, probably not, because you seem very confident, but you actually have a lot more people that are interested in you than actually come out and present themselves to you. And, you know, that can be also for a good reason because, you know, not everyone that's interested is interested for the right reasons. But I am kind of feeling like there have been people in the past. I'm not saying in whatever situation this is where you have or will meet your person. You know, for example, if it is like a setting or a space. But just people in the past throughout your journey that have had really good intentions. Like seriously good intentions. And you weren't ready to be open. So yeah. So it's interesting because going back to our Ivy person, I feel like our Ivy person wants to offer, or is at the point where they want to offer. I feel like a lot of you guys that are here today are the Ivy person. Comment down below if you are the Ivy person from pile 3. I feel like a lot of you guys are the Ivy person. And I feel like a lot of you guys are a little bit nervous. Not nervous due to person A's, you know, kind of like resting bitch face is what is coming out, you know, or their tough exterior, but just nervous in terms of whatever you guys have established thus far. Like, how is it going to work moving forward? And so it's like, there's a part of you that's like, damn, like, you know, we've been able to, like, things have been going good so far, and I want to make that next step, but, and so you're here to try to see, like, okay, like, will it work out? And would this person actually, like, take this seriously? Because I think whether you realize it, whether you have spoken about it out loud or not, you realize that. You know that person has a lot of options, and you know that person also guards their heart to a certain extent. So, yeah. And then the future dynamic, we have the Emperor. I don't know who this is on that card. This is Beyonce. You know, it doesn't really look like her, but it's given the energy. It's definitely given the energy. And actually, as soon as I saw her name, it was like Spirit wanted me to zero in on her specifically and her energy. Whatever Beyonce wants is whatever Beyonce gonna get. Whatever Beyonce signs her name to is legit. Okay? And I did not even mean to rhyme, period. But no, seriously. Like, it's always high quality. It always ends up coming through and working out. And obviously, none of us know her personally. I mean, hey, maybe you do. Maybe there's someone watching like, oh, that's my cousin. Cool. But like, no, I say that to say like that she is a very good example of someone where it almost always seems to work out for her. Even, for example, going back to when, you know, she fired, you know, her father, Matthew, and, you know, some people responded positively to that album that came after the firing. Others didn't like it at all, but it ended up working out for her in the long run. I mean, look at how much she's been able to accomplish. And that actually is a really good example, where it's like she got as far as she could get with her father underneath her wing in that managerial position, and then she knew in her heart it was time to take things further. It was time to seek new heights. And so it's like, you who are tuning in, you know, for most of you who do resonate with Ivy, trust that whatever you and this person have built thus far, you know, I'm getting, even for some of you guys, it could be just a really good relationship, a really good friendship, that, you know, it is time for that next chapter. It is time for that next, whatever is going to come next, you know, that you can trust that the leap that you're going to make to potentially make this offering, you know, will work out. It will work out. Yeah. And then the Emperor as well in tarot, to me, to my understanding, is he is the most evolved king. You know, he is, and I'm saying he, and I'm using king just due to traditionally speaking, but also energy is energy, you know. And so he is the epitome of every king in every suit. So the King of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles. He's the Emperor. He's, you know, that is always how I've looked at the Emperor. So it is even more so like what I say is what it is, you know? So it's like, if there's a part of you that is a little bit like, yeah, I don't know, tap into that. Tap into your Emperor energy, regardless of how you identify, regardless, you know, of if you feel like you have a lot of masculine energy, you don't, you know, tap into it. Because also tapping into this energy and being more like as forward as you can be with this being is actually going to make you a lot more attractive. yeah, it's going to make you a lot more attractive, because perhaps right now the dynamic that has been built is very gentle, very soothing, especially if you are older, especially if you are like kind of like a mentor, or like, you know, in that position where it's like, oh, we always call each other to speak about this, or whatever the case is, you know, that it seems like there's been a very gentle and just loving, compassionate, which is beautiful. It's so beautiful that you can bring that balance to this person's life. But I feel like you're going to shock with whatever you're going to offer them. You're going to shock them by being a lot more matter of fact. Not saying that you're not a matter of fact person, but a lot more just like, nah. Like, you know, we're going to put that version on the shelf for a moment. I'm just going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And they're going to find you a lot more attractive. So you don't need to have any, you know, when it's time, you don't have to beat around the bush. You can get straight to the point. Straight. Execution. 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 Beyonce. When it's time for her to perform, that shit is executed well, honey. Comment down below if any of y'all are Beyonce fans. Because, you know, I only go off of what I'm being called to, and I'm like, there got to be some fans up in this pile. Okay, so now we are going to move on to what is currently hidden. So, Spirit, what is currently hidden right now? What is a hidden aspect of the connection? What is a hidden aspect of the connection? What doesn't pile 3 see? What doesn't pile 3 currently see? What do they not currently see that would be beneficial for them to know? What do they not see? Ooh, child, that would be beneficial for them. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So already I'm being drawn to 7, which 7 in numerology is all about the higher realms. It's spirituality, it's divination, it's the cosmos, it's angels, it's God consciousness, it's all the above. So I was just reminded when I was shuffling this that, yeah, I do feel like some of you guys are here for the first time. I do. And I don't feel, and I, you know, welcome. Hello, I'm so blessed to have you. I'm so blessed that I could potentially be offering this to you for the first time. And I feel like with the 7 here, that kind of confirms that in a way. So what is hidden about this connection? What's interesting is that we have a little bit of mirroring here. You know, we have what is present here is also present above. You know, we have the phases of the moon. We see the moon full. We see it waxing and waning. We see 2 hands. And so what this is actually, okay, there's a lot. So for one, that you who could be watching, you would benefit from taking forward action. There we go. Taking forward action in relation to the phases of the moon. So what I mean by that is, you know, when the moon, for example, is waxing, it is preparing to go into a new moon where we can't see it in the sky. And energetically, that could mean that, you know, we're starting to slow down. We're reassessing the last month or weeks, however long we're doing our intake. You know, when the moon is waning, it's preparing to be full. You know, so maybe when we're preparing to be full, we are, you know, maybe it's the opposite. And so kind of what I'm saying is that paying attention to the moon, and even also like what sign the moon is in. So if, for example, the moon is in Aries on one day, you may feel completely, inspired to take action. But if the moon, for example, is in like Pisces, you may feel inspired to be a bit more inward with your action. It doesn't mean you can't take action, but maybe the action you're taking is, more so internalized action, if you will. So definitely that aspect is that, what's hidden is that you would actually benefit from doing energy work in regards to the moon. And even just two, because I am ironically feeling like some of you guys are just new in quotes to all of this new age spirituality stuff, which I even hate to say, but Spirit is like, no, say it. So even just researching and looking into the depths of your moon sign, like what is it? Like what does it mean? How, like try to go as deep as you can, without feeling stressed and like, oh my gosh, this, try to go as deep as you feel guided. There's like a missing link, I feel, between your purpose and like the phases of the moon. You could be someone that, depending on what sign the moon is in, you either have a huge energy burst or you feel extremely exhausted. You could just be that and be that way in general, where there's almost like kind of no in between. But this is also kind of like showing me too that like what is hitting. It's giving me like what goes around comes around, what goes up must come down, especially with this mirror energy. And so it is like reminding me that like as above, so below. And what you ask for, or what you are seeking is actually seeking you, and so it's like if you are actually really, really seeking to go a step further in this connection and take that leap and take that risk and, be willing to say F it to whatever was established before, and to be open, just to be open, because if it was more so of a work relationship, and you have thought over and over like, oh, I don't know how this is going to affect me. I don't know. Well, you don't know. But what you can like be faithful in is the fact that like none of us really know the way things will unfold. We can have these inklings and we can, do things to receive answers and try to manipulate time and manipulate energy. And I'm not saying that like divination is any of that, for example, but it's like you could literally pursue this person and then all of a sudden they get a bigger and better job opportunity. All of a sudden you're transferred. Boom. And then it just, everything that you were so focused on and worried about, like, oh my gosh, are people in the office going to know? Or, oh my gosh, how are we going to work together? Like, now that's no longer even a factor. So this is really here to remind you that, like, what you are seeking is seeking you, and that you're protected by the cosmos. Like, your entire, everything that you've built up thus far, your expression of self, your confidence, your abundance, because we have a lot of like rooted earth energy, will be protected. And you may find that if it's a work situation or whatever the case is, that that it'll actually make the business better. Maybe some of you guys aren't really even asking. I do feel like a lot of you guys are asking about love, but maybe there is one or two people that is more so just asking like, I want to know if I should go into business with this person. Whatever you are seeking is seeking you. Whatever you are seeking is seeking you. But yes, definitely pay attention to the signs, to the phases of the moon. Pay attention to the phases of the moon. And start wherever feels natural. Because I know the first time someone ever told me that, I was like, what? Because they were like, yeah, you know, you may want to like keep a journal and write down what sign the moon is in and write down how you've been feeling for the day and like keep track of it. And I was just like, what? But now it makes so much sense. Now that I do incorporate, you know, paying attention to the phases of the moon and really connecting with Mama Moon's energy, I see why that was like placed upon my being. And I have no complaints at all. I'm only strengthened in my character and my life's work and my expression of self by working with the moon energy. So yeah. Okay, so last but not least, we are going to move on to channeled messages from your person. Super exciting. Spirit, let's get a channeled message. Ooh, I'm really having to move super forward in front of this camera because of the fact that I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Spirit, let's get a channeled message from their person. Let's get a channel message from their person. Okay. We're not. Excuse me. Let's get a channel message from their person. Okay. I don't know if I should take that or not. Let's see. If it was one card, it was one card. Okay. Ooh. Whoa. I'm saying whoa because it's like every aspect that I'm looking at it from, it's like something is changing, something is different, it's so many different ways that you can look at this card. Okay, so I believe this is Major Arcana, and I believe that this is the Magician, but I will clarify in a moment. Okay, so wow, your person wants to let you know that they are definitely like scared. They are definitely scared. They are scared to open up and let go. They have such a tough time. I'm hearing I have such a tough time letting go. I have such a tough time letting go. If you only really knew. If you only really knew. The world is so used to seeing me smile and seeing me shine and seeing me go. But if the world only really knew. I'm feeling my head hurts. My head hurts. I overthink too much. My head hurts. I do want the good things in life. I do want the good things in life. I want the good things in life. But sometimes it feels like it's too much. Sometimes it feels like it's too much. I do value you, though. I definitely do value you. You're a beacon of light. You're a beacon of light, and I value your grounding energy. I'm just scared, though. I'm so scared. You've been so patient with me, and I appreciate that. I promise that I do want to let go. I promise that I will let go. I promise that I will let in. Promise that I will let in. I promise that I will let in. ... You, pile 3, fill in the blanks for whatever that in is. Promise that I will let in. I will let in love, for example, or promise that I will let in, promise that I will give in. Okay, I want to look at Magus just to see what it is. I do think it's the Magician. I'm looking in the book. Where is it? Magus. Okay, hold on, y'all. I think it's the Magician. What? Hold on. Oh, this deck does have some extra cards that she, the creator of the deck, added, like her own little special edition, which that's what I think this may be. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, yes. So this is one of those that she added. So Magus is Virgo. So since this is a new card that, you know, this is just specific to her deck, I'm going to read everything for you. So Magus is Virgo. And the keys is power, dynamism, elements, creativity. So the artwork, illumination. A mysterious figure beholds the unfolding of the elements. The flower petals represent earth. The blue shape behind it represents a pool of water. The clouds, air, and the sun, fire. A black void reminds us of the potential of chaos and all things returning to their essence. The elements come together and crystallize into the diamond held by Mercury. So yeah, this person does have a lot of thoughts. A lot of Virgo energy, Mercury. Light. The question that comes always with the Magus is, you have the power. How will you use it? And that also goes back to what I was saying about this person, where it's like they're so used to just things being handed to them, where it's like they have this natural sense of power, leadership, responsibility that just oozes, you know. And I don't believe that enough people take the time to see what's beneath the surface. And somehow, some way, you were able to do that and actually get in and actually be a beneficial being in their life. And that's what it is. It's like you have the power, but how will you use it? Are you going to keep clutching on to what isn't working? Are you going to stay in the I want to energy, or are you going to make it, you know? Yeah. So the question that comes with the Magus is, you have the power. How will you use it? There are plenty of negative examples of ill use of power in our world. Corporations, government, misguided souls, all taking advantage of others and growing their ego centers. With the light meaning of this card, we are deciding daily to work against that grain and use our creative power for the benefit of all beings. We give and we create to see a better world and better relationships all around us. It is the best possible use of our energies. The shadow is, perhaps we are farming power from others for our own selfish gain. Perhaps we have short-sighted, hungry desires that do not see the greater picture, and we want them fulfilled now. So we are willing to do whatever it is necessary for our immediate mastery. This is vanity and an overblown ego taking the helm, and the shadow meaning of this card is asking us to step back and check those intentions at the door. The mantra is water, fire, earth, air. I sow seeds of goodness everywhere. I sow seeds of goodness everywhere. So if you are watching and you identify more so with the warrior woman, person A, that could be an incredible affirmation mantra for you. I sow seeds of goodness everywhere. I'm also feeling too, if you are resonating more with the warrior woman, that creativity, tapping into your creativity, that inner child, you know, that we were saying from earlier. But yeah, I also feel guided too, if you are if you're person A watching this too, the card mentions something about wanting things to happen now, that you know, let's say you are asking about this person, and because you have an inkling that there's something more than just whatever you guys have established, that they do like you, for example, try not to anticipate them coming forward. Try not to anticipate them coming forward. You know? Try not. Like, let it naturally come. Let it naturally, yeah. But I am feeling like a lot of you who are watching. That can also go for you too, where like, I mean, you definitely, the Ivy being definitely is giving off of slow and steady. But if it ever feels like it's not worth it, remind yourself of why. Yeah, reminding yourself of why, even in regards to, if, you know, going back, I keep going back to this work situation, you know, remind yourself of the why. Like, why do you want to take this risk and potentially, you know, change the course of you guys' relationship for forever? If there's any like doubt within you, remind yourself why. If you guys end up having a great start but it gets rocky, remind yourself the why. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why? That is going to keep you guys afloat in the long run. I just feel guided to see what's on the back of the deck. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Wands energy is all about that physical manifestation. We have, I think this is Saturn, you know, working with Saturn energy could be useful. Saturn rules karma. Saturn also really makes us work for the things that we want. So it doesn't matter how you identify person A or person B, like, you know, this has a potential to be something very, very beautiful, but it won't come easy. You gotta release yourself from the illusions, you know. And even the Emperor didn't just become the Emperor overnight. The Emperor had to go from the King of Cups to the King of Swords to the King of Wands to the King of Pentacles before he got to that point. So patience. Not that I feel like, you know, most of you guys who are need to be reminded of patience, but even the most patient people need to be reminded of patience from time to time. We're imperfect beings. So, okay, you guys, this was wonderful. I appreciate you. I'm sending you a lot of good energy on this new beginning. You've got this. Don't be worried. Everything you've built thus far will be protected. What you are seeking is also seeking you. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.